You're listening to the May 13, 2017 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Hello there once again. I expect there are a million people eager to ask you a million questions. Yet I choose to leave the floor open and see how our conversation flows today. When I meet a friend for a chat, I don't think up questions to ask, I just enjoy the company.
As indeed, dearest Blossom, we always enjoy our communications with you.
Are you doing many things at once as we speak?
Of course.
Like what?
We are being. And being, although this means doing nothing, actually encapsulates everything.
Interesting. As White Cloud in his chat at Easter time said exactly the same thing. Over and over he repeated that nothing is everything and everything is nothing.
And this is so.
Can you elaborate, please? As for me, at this time, I'm sitting in my healing room and concentrating on communicating with you. That's it. That's enough. It takes all my concentration.
Yet, the fact is, Blossom, you are doing so much more than just doing that. We could simplify to start by stating the obvious. You are breathing. You are thinking. You are aware of the sounds outside. Therefore, you are hearing. Yet, on a completely different level, beyond the obvious, you are, for example, living many lives. You are creating newness. You are being light, love, etc., etc. On and on we could go. And yet, within doing all these things, you feel you are just communicating with us. You are so much more than the you that you think you are being now. For you are everything.
And nothing.
Indeed. You see, Blossom, there is only love. You understand that. Maybe, perhaps, you think you understand that, and yet not quite. For within that love, everything is, shall be, has been created, conjured up, manifested through one's divine will to be something. And yet, it is really a figment of your imagination. Everything is. Nothing is real other than the energy of love, which is capable of being everything you desire it to be.
And yet, there is nothing.
Exactly. For love is an energy which can be created into any form of your choice. Any form. In any time and in any space. There is no end to what it can be molded into. It is entirely up to you. You are the creators of your universe. This you know. And yet again, we say with respect, do you fully understand this? For if you did, there would be such a different world that you would reside upon, within. There is blame given to others who have turned your world upside down. You talk of atrocities that take place by your so-called elite. You say you have no control over chemtrails that make you sick, and the banking systems that cheat you from your rightful earnings, etc. This is how you are choosing to see and feel and focus upon the world you have volunteered to live in.
Because we are affected by all these things, and there seems to be little we can do about it. For instance, there are so many chemtrails in our area at the moment, and for the third time this year, myself and my family and friends are once again flattened with flu and colds. How is it we're choosing this? For I don't.
Yet, on a collective level, you are.
What do you mean?
Your world, and the way it is, has come to a collective creational state of affairs. You cannot just blame those of lesser light for all they are doing. You cannot just blame terrorists. You cannot just blame the banking system or those who have only their interest at heart. You cannot blame anyone. The way your world is today is the way it is. It has come into manifestation over eons of your time. And we say this with all love. Each one of you has played a part in making it that way. The way your world is part of the divine plan. Therefore, you have had a part to play in it. Your world, many times, has reached a position in which it has turned in upon itself and been created anew. One has gone to all lengths of the scale for both light and darkness to present itself and be acknowledged. How could you experience one if you were not aware of the other? And the further the darkness falls, the further the light can shine. It is a polarized world in which you chose to experience, and experience you have. Yet, as a collective consciousness, it has been revealed that the darkness and all its entanglements are no longer suited to express the light of love. Please look at that sentence again. It has been revealed that the darkness and all its entanglements are no longer suited to express the light of love. By this we mean solely, that your vibrational frequency, as the said collective consciousness, has reached a peaking balance, and it was decided that once reached, the darkness was never to tip the scales again upon your earth. This is not to say that this may not occur in other lives, on other planets, destinations. Yet here on earth, the seesaw, if you like, the scales, balanced up, and decisions were imparted to all. That meant that the darkness shall no longer overshadow the light. One has experienced just about all there is to experience, whereupon a human being can be of such malicious intent towards another. We would say there is nothing left within the violation status of humankind that could be enacted. All has been proved of just how low a frequency love can stoop to. And it has been heralded that such movements are to cease and be no more. Yet, even in saying this, there is still free choice. So it can continue for those who choose to be within that frequency for as long as is desired by any given soul, until they too decide to begin their journey home. For those already on the pathway, be it baby steps or many mountains accomplished along the way, you are moving into this higher frequency. You have tipped the scales now from the lighter perspective.
You just said we've reached a balance.
You have. And at the same time, you have tipped the scales.
Duh.
Blossom, how many times have you been confused by what we say?
20 billion? Or roundabout?
And yet you still trust us.
Yep, yet it doesn't mean I always understand. You see, from a human perspective, what you have just said doesn't make sense.
And we are not in human form.
Yet I am, and so are many reading this. So I would be grateful if you could please speaky the English.
You balanced out the light and the dark. You have to have done. Your world is one of opposites, black and white, up and down, high and low, left and right, light and dark. The light and dark came to an agreed balance of each other. Then, due to the divine plan,
I'm clearly seeing the globe, and 3/4 of it is merging colours, and 1/4 of it very murky.
this is exactly right. This is the position you are in. This is how now the collective consciousness has chosen to be, has chosen to change things. Those of you upon earth now, those of you actually living within it, within this divine plan, sometimes feel you are fighting a losing battle, as you suggested earlier, Blossom. Yet, this is not so. You have already won. The light has regained its power because the collective consciousness decided it was time to do so. You expressed love to the depths of darkness. You did your job. As a collective consciousness, you each played your roles, you experienced it, and now it is done. For many. For most. All that remains now is for you to stand strong in your light. Really, that is all there is left to do for those who desire to raise their vibrations onto higher levels of consciousness. Once again, it really is that easy.
I do get what you're saying. However, if I may say, actually being down here is perhaps a little difficult to understand how it is, how it feels, if you are not within its density. Someone wrote in and expressed very well how many see our circumstances here on Earth. She said, "People have changed quite a bit in the past 10 years or so. It's hard to explain, but I think it's an effect from living in such hard times. They are happy and are enjoying their life. It's just that the happy is kind of warped, where they wallow in their misery, enjoying it, sharing it. It's not misery to them. It would be to me, but not to them. It's like, by life being so hard, we've developed a whole new kind of people. They are doing their best with what they were given, and now that is their happy life." So, for those of us who feel beyond that warped happiness, it still is not that easy. We try, oh so hard, to stand strong in our light. Yet we're bombarded with energies that pull us down, many of which we are not even aware of. You cannot be aware of what this does to us as you have not experienced it, and therefore not know that it is not that easy. You know that I'm not being rude or anything, just pointing it out.
No, Blossom, we do not know how it feels. Yet we do know how strong your light is as a messenger of the divine, and in saying this, we do not mean you in particular, Blossom. We mean all. Therefore, knowing what we know, we have no doubt at all that you are able to overcome all these difficulties. Remember, we have said to you many times, many volunteered, and only the strongest of the strong were chosen to see this particularly intense mission through. You knew about all this interference of your energies before you came. You knew you wouldn't remember about all this, yet you still volunteered. You were so keen to be here at this time, as were so many millions of souls that did not get the job. So, although we understand what you are saying, you must understand what we are saying. It is with the greatest of ease that you can and will rise above all of this. You just have to remember that you knew all of this would be taking place. And when you say to yourselves, "Ah, yes, that's right, I do remember," also say to yourselves, "And I remember too that we made it through. We completed our mission. The light won. We did what we came to do, to raise Mother Earth into her higher home once again. And we all lived happily ever after."
The end?
Of course not. There isn't one.
Ever after it is, then.
It is indeed. Happily.
Thank you, my friends. Always an absolute pleasure. Well, 9 times out of 10. In love and so much gratitude and thanks.
The pleasure is ours also.